Shalom Aleichem. Welcome to the Breslov weekly Parsha. This week in America, Chutz La'aretz, Parsha is Korach. It's very interesting Parsha, and Rashi starts off, right? Parsha Zu Yofen Nidreshes Medrash Rebbe Tanchuma. That this Parsha is very well explained in Medrash Tanchuma. Anyway, what's so interesting about it is that here you have a guy who the Gemara says was the wealthiest of all the Jews. He left Egypt with 90 donkeys carrying the keys to his treasures. Not just the keys to his treasures, were 90 mules carrying those keys. Very wealthy guy, very influential. A lot of people probably looked up to him. Like they have in America now, you have Gates, Bill Gates, you have Elon Musk, you have a fella from Nebraska, got his name, the investor. You have people, they look up to them. They have millions, they have billions. They're very wealthy. So Korach wasn't satisfied with what he had. The Mishnah says, who's called wealthy? One who was satisfied with his lot. Korach was not satisfied. Korach wanted more. It wasn't just the wealth, he wanted power. He said, okay, Moshe, you're the leader, but why did you take the priesthood for Aaron, your brother? Give it over to someone else, to me, right? That's what Korach wanted, power, honor. Well, the Gemara in Eruvin says, whoever runs after honor, honor runs away from him. Right? Whoever flees from honor, honor will chase him. Well, Korach wanted to usurp the kahuna. He wanted to usurp the position of the Kohen Gadol. Okay. So that's how the Parsha starts off. And there's a lot of different things that he debated with Moshe Rabbeinu about tzitzis and tcheles, about a room full of svarim with a mezuzah, and about a certain type of leprosy and whatnot. So the Gemara and Sanhedrin, Medrash, they all talk about Korach's claims. What was he? He was a big Talmud Chacham. He used his logic and his feelings to make a dissertation on certain laws. Those were not the laws that came down from Sinai. They were laws that he wanted to implicate. So he challenged Moshe. Now, we have seen in all the parashas till now that Moshe was a real leader. Moshe was somebody who put his neck on the line for his people. Hashem said to him at the golden calf, why don't you leave me alone and I'll wipe out this nation, I'll make you into a nation. Moshe Rabbeinu said, no, these are my people, I stand for them. And he prayed until he evoked forgiveness. The Meraglim despised last week, right? Hashem got very angry. They slandered the land of Israel. And Moshe Rabbeinu pleaded on their behalf. Moshe was a wise leader. And he brought us down to Torah. The lesson from this week is what's called Emunas Chachomim, to have faith in the true leaders. Moshe Rabbeinu was a true leader. Korach should have had faith that whatever Moshe was doing was right. Whatever Moshe was saying and leading the people and instructing them was right. The Korach had arrogance, haughtiness, and he wanted power. Wasn't enough his wealth, he wanted power. Rabbi Nachman brings a medrash that Korach minhoya. Korach was an atheist. What do you mean he was an atheist? He says, Kol ha'edo kulam kadoshim v'v'soichem Hashem. We all heard at Sinai. What do you mean he was an atheist? No, because an atheist is one who does not believe not in Hashem, not in the Torah, nor does he believe in true leaders. And they try to usurp. You have this today with a lot of people. You have the American Jewish Congress. They consider themselves leaders and representatives of the Jews in America. They're not. They represent their own liberal thoughts. You have Reform rabbis, conservative rabbis, who are said to lead their congregations, but they don't. They mislead them. They turn them into people who have no connection to Hashem. The main thing of a Jew is his connection to Hashem. I believe in Hashem. I say Shema every day. I declare my faith. I want to be a good Jew. You don't have that today with these kind of leaders. And it spills over into Congress, into the Senate, and worse, it spills into the Israeli Knesset. We have all different kinds of people clamoring to be the prime minister, to be members of the majority in the Knesset so that they can rule the way they want. These are not leaders. These are people who are looking out for their own skin. Korach made a big mistake. He was swallowed up by the earth. That was his punishment. He was swallowed up alive. A hole opened up and drew everything of Korach. Wherever anything of Korach was, it made its way to that hole and sunk into the hole. The way we can interpret this in our generation is that materialism swallows us up. That's what happened to Korach. You thought you were a leader? Where are you today? In the bowels of the earth, crying out and screaming out, Hashem is true, Moshe is true, but it doesn't help you there. You're swallowed up and you're led by materialism. That's what you wanted. That's what you got. So you're alive today, living in a country, in the place, wherever you may be, you're living a material life. Everything revolves around the materialism that we seek. That is what Korach wanted, and that's what Korach ended up with. All right, so we have to understand that the battle of Korach is not over. Rabbi Nachman said, on Purim, one Purim, he said, he's going to rectify the sin of Korach. Why Purim? Because the pasuk says, it's in Vayikra 13, Leviticus 13, V'im mipa'at panov yimoret rosho, yibeachu toharhu. Purim alludes to purifying leprosy, which is one of the questions that Korach asked. We have to purify that leprosy. How do we purify it? How can we do that? Right? With the simcha, the joy and happiness in fulfilling the mitzvahs of Purim. Because the words, the initial letters of the words, Bi'im, Mipa'at, Panav, Vov, Mem, Pei, Yimoret, Rosho, Yud, Resh, they work out to be the letters of Purim. So Purim has a possibility of rectifying the Chay. What is Purim? Purim is the joy, the happiness that I have. I'm happy with my lot. I'm happy with what's going on in my life. I'm happy. I may be suffering a little bit. I may have problems. Doesn't anybody? Doesn't everybody? There's always a problem coming up. Life is made of challenges. But with joy, we can overcome. With joy, we can take hold of a situation and we can rectify it and make it really work. We can come to the level of having what we need, of being happy with our lot, of being happy and joyous, whichever way the world is going. And today the world is crazy. So crazy usually invokes a smirk or a smile, right? That's what we need today. Joy. Joy and happiness. Joy that I am a Jew. Joy that I am from God's people. Joy that I'm a member of a royal nation. If we accept that, if we take that and we keep it in mind that we are special, then we will be able to avoid Korach's sin, and we'll be able to see joy and happiness and a rectification of the entire nation Israel. With joy and happiness, we will go out from exile and see the building of the temple and the ingathering of all the exiles with the coming of Mashiach. Amen.